To Moroni.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Well, for the National Government, of course, it's politics as usual this afternoon, along with their lame jokes and their nasty little bribes that they've coming out with. Meanwhile, the regions lie bleeding. And they laugh. And Tolly finds that funny. Well, go, Mrs Tolly, face those 114 workers in Hamilton who have had news that their jobs are going today and laugh in their faces and see how that one goes. Because on this side of the House, we're talking about the issues that matter to people. The issues that matter to people because those people under that government are losing their jobs. And not only those people, but their families will be affected. 114 more jobs going from the Hamilton economy, as if we can afford that, because this comes on the back of 130 jobs going from New Zealand Post, yes, a government-owned entity, 130 jobs that had already gone from New Zealand Post in Hamilton, yes, a government-owned entity, from their distribution centre, about 200 jobs that have gone from the Huntly mines over the course of the last few years. Yes, a government-owned entity. The government is pulling out of town in Hamilton, and it's hurting. It's hurting our economy. But there are other jobs that are going as well. 120 jobs went a few months ago from the Goodman Fielders factory in Frankton, the Huttons plant, and 180 jobs are set to go next year from Ag Research in Ruakura, Hamilton. Yes, a government-owned entity. The government is pulling out big time in our city, and unemployment is going up and the economy is suffering as a result. And the members over there have gone a little quiet. Well, so they should, because in the Waikato region, unemployment is going up. It's going up, Mr Speaker. It's going up from in March 2013, when you could have argued that the global financial crisis was still at its height. There was 5.6% unemployment in the Waikato region. In March 2014, when we're supposed to be climbing out of the global financial crisis, 7% unemployment in the Waikato region. It's going backwards. And that's under the national government. Unemployment rising and GDP per capita going backwards in that same region. And yet, Mr Speaker, the Waikato region should be humming. It should be humming. It's coming off the back of the highest dairy prices that we've ever had in this country. And in the Waikato region, that should mean plenty of jobs and better economic activity. But under this Surrey government, with its lack of a regional economic development plan, guess what? Unemployment going up in the Waikato, the dairy giant region of the world. And this government can't get it right. What are they doing in the Waikato region, an area that should be humming with the high dairy prices that there have been? Well, they're pulling out the agricultural scientists from the Waikato region. How dumb is that, Mr Speaker? That's a government who has no strategy for actually delivering to region strengths. And when those 180 jobs come out of Ruakura, Mr Speaker, there will be more money out of our local economy, and there will be more jobs down the track after that. As it is, with the 114 jobs that are under threat today at Campak, in Te Rapa, in the electorate of Tim McIndoe, who asked a question at question time today about regional economies, and not once did he mention the 114 jobs going in his own electorate, because he doesn't care. He doesn't care about those jobs going in, and I think that's a disgrace. But with those jobs going, Mr Speaker, $6 million in spent wages will come out of the local Hamilton economy every year from losing those jobs. And Mr Speaker, you know what's going to happen next under this government? There will be more jobs from our local economy after those wages stop being spent there. Mr Speaker, the Labour government, a Labour-led government, has a plan for regions like the Waikato. We just yesterday announced a plan to put $200 million into the regions to ensure that we can actually create jobs, improve economies and actually take care of the regions. Well, they may joke while the regions lie bleeding, but in the Labour Party, we're making a plan for regional economic development so that we can actually improve those economies, get jobs in there, help families and make a difference.
Honourable Craig Foster.
Thank you, Mr Speaker.
Mr Speaker, first of all, I'd like to acknowledge my good mate, the Honourable Chris Tremaine.